my 6 Moto SPRK. Man, I love this thing. I was right in thinking it was underrated. It's actually got 5,500, 6,000 watts, 60 volt. Been getting great range out of it. I haven't even run it all the way dead yet, to be honest with you. Mode 2 is perfect for cruising around town. Tops right out at 30 mile an hour. It gives you just enough power to like pop the front wheel over curbs and just get after it pretty good without getting into trouble. Mode 3, you probably better respect it. I might have learned the hard way. You know, just saying, like, I'm not sore at all. A little. But the beauty of it all is the bike is tougher than I am, so at least we got that going for us. I got a little scratched up when I fell off doing wheelie practice, and the only thing that really happened to to the bike at all was I put one little bitty scuff on the front fender. So I've been riding the hell out of this thing. I'm 225 pounds. I'm 6'3". It's comfortable. One of the first comments I got was, why isn't the seat a little bit longer? Well, I'll tell you why the seat's not longer. Because you'd fall off. I promise you. If you're in mode 2 and you just nail it without sitting up over it a little bit, the front wheel's coming off the ground. Mode 3, if you were chilling clear at the back, like casual riding a full-length dirt bike, you're probably going to fall over, flip over backwards. You know, like I said, you should probably respect this thing because, you know, somebody I know hurt themselves on it a little bit. But, you know, I've been letting the cousins ride it and really just letting people give me their thoughts. And, you know, it's not the high-speed death machine that goes 70 miles an hour, but that's so not what I wanted. I wanted a perfect little trail bike, and that is so what I got. I can't believe still, like, not only how good it looks in person, look at that. It's like a gorgeous satin black, but the quality of the components is great, man. I still can't believe it's got adjustable damping on the rear shock, compression and rebound. It's got literally the exact same 5,500 watt motor as the Yosma N10 Pro, which, by the way, Yosma doesn't make their bikes, if you guys didn't realize. Some certain manufacturers make bikes for other people, and they basically drop ship them to you with their fancy labels on them. And 6 Moto is not that. 6 Moto is a pit bike manufacturer that decided to grow up, and man, they did it in the right way. I don't know where they went to college or what, but look, you've got adjustment on the front forks even. I can't believe how smooth this is, guys. If you go from a pit bike to this, it's like going from a Jeep to a Cadillac, or a Lincoln in my case. Best car ever made, Lincoln Town Car. This thing is so stupid impressive. For an $1,800 dirt bike, I've been looking all over for a few months, and if you want an $1,800 dirt bike in Tennessee, you're gonna have to rebuild the engine, and it's probably gonna be like a 150. You know, maybe you get a 200, you get a 250 for $2,800. It's been blown up twice and says it needs valve adjustment. Well, instead of that, you could get 2 of these, and you and your wife and your friends and whoever can go ride this around. Because you know what? 6 Moto is so freaking cool. They reached out because I liked the bike so much. They gave me a 5% discount code to share with you guys. So type in the SD show in the little bottom bar when you're purchasing the bike, right in here, and it could be yours, guys. I think it's $2,104 with shipping, everything. Everybody charges a little shipping. The thing here is it's just enough package weight, because it is packaged really well, that it does come less than truckload shipping. So you're not getting this FedExed and tossed around. It's going to come on a pallet and just be perfect showroom ready when it shows up. 0 damage. And when you got a blacked out bike that looks this good, you want it to show up looking good. If you got any questions, let me know. I've got the unboxing video up. All right. Alright gang, we're out here on the 6 Moto SPRK. We finally got some decent weather. Let's go ride this beast. So gang, I get a lot of questions about where are these bikes coming from? Are they giving them to you? Do you work for these people? No, I bought these bikes, guys. I'm a 33-year-old man, and I've had a pretty extensive professional career, and honestly, it's worked me to the point of the stress affecting my health. So I'm taking a little break right now, and that's why I've taken so long to edit this video. But I'm ready to just have a week off and ride this week, so I'll get a lot more videos out. I got a free scooter from Fifth Wheel. That was the first free sample I ever got. It's a $100 scooter, but it's like this little racer thing. It's way cool. But you'll find out. This bike right here, so much fun. Whee! Look at that. You just hop it up little steps, and it's got all the suspension you need to do it. And it's smooth and comfortable. I have back problems, guys, and my back doesn't hurt riding this thing around. I haven't ridden a dirt bike like this in years. Look at that. I can't even wheelie anymore. Anyways, I'm genuinely just out here having fun, and I created this channel just to have fun with my dad. So, you know, the SD show's not a hardcore business. I have other things on the side, you know. People are like, well, you have less than 300 followers, and all these brands are talking to you like that. Well, I mean, respectfully, guys, you don't necessarily know who I am. I'm not just a dad in Tennessee that just got his first dirt bike. I haven't ridden dirt bikes since I've had kids, and they're getting old enough now, they want to ride, so here we are having family time. I got the little bike for my wife to learn because, you know, electric sounded cool. You didn't have to worry about gears, and they're more comfortable than a mini bike, more capable. And then I wanted like a real dirt bike, so here it is, 6 Moto SPRK. You don't need 70-volt, 72-volt plus to go ride trails. See, you can hurt yourself on 60. Ow. Oops. Alright gang, it's time. Right here in this box we got a 16-inch rear wheel, a little fatter tire. You can put it on this 6 Moto, complete the ultimate off-road setup. And the good news is, I talked to them today, they might be making these available for you very soon. This is going to be just the perfect little lightweight trail bike, I swear. I know you guys have been comparing it to some other models that are a little outdated. It is an updated version of somebody else's frame, but it is not anybody else's version of this frame because we've got a longer rear sway bar, we've got a longer rear swing arm, we've got redone brakes, we've got adjustable damping, completely redone on the rear. We might be sneaking under the plastics and taking these off. A little bit of paint job coming here soon. Stay tuned, guys. This is going to be the best bike for your dollar, I think, that exists right now. All right, gang. You can see what I'm saying here about some traction. That's a 16. That's a 17. Look at the difference in width. Look at the chunks on the tire. The lugs are larger. The whole thing is a lot fatter. And it's not even shorter. It's gonna be great. All right, I wanted to point something out real quick, guys. I noticed on the next V, some people were talking about how unflush the bottom was and how hard it would be to put on a bike stand. Well, for one, the 6 doesn't have that problem. But if you do, you really don't even need a bike stand. Look what 2 jack stands get you. Straight from the grate, Harbor Freight. This should have grease on it, guys. It's not going to hurt even if you don't do what I did and swap the tire, to just yank this out, grease it, stick it back in, and be quieter. Alright, looks like... let's see how we fish it out of here. Brake caliper. Ooh, that's easy. Get the chain off and we're done. Alright, now all we're going to do is we're going to swap the stock rotor and the stock sprocket. And we're just going to see how it works out. I think they ought to be about the same size. So the only thing with that 16 being fat, we're going to see how well it clears in the swing arm, but we're going to find out. Well, I only had two problems. First off, that little spacer in there needed to take about an 1/8 inch off of it with the angle grinder. Second, I forgot those were chrome spokes instead of black, but we'll take care of that later. Might have different plans anyways. But good news, look at that. I wouldn't say it's clearance, but it's in there and it fits. Ooh, let's take it for a ride. See how it feels. Wow, that's not a little more traction. That's a lot more traction. That feels so much better. Look at that too. Oh, that's fat. It doesn't dive quite so hard, and it just hooks right up. I'm gonna soften the rear suspension up a little bit even more. We'll take it back out. Give me a minute. Let me show you what I did here to soften the rear up. So I got in here. If you don't have the right kind of wrench, you can, it's not gonna be pretty, but you can take a big old screwdriver, wrap the end in electrical tape, pry bar, whatever you got. Tap on it with a hammer, loosen the lock ring, loosen it up a little bit, and then just keep spinning this thing until you got it about where you want it. I'm 220 pounds and I'm running it pretty soft because I do have the compression stiffened up, but I also have the rebound down slow. So you turn it right for slow, left for fast. So slow rebound means you're not going to be bouncy, which is actually really, really good at. It'll come up nice and slow like a truck, trophy truck. You'll see me ride it here in a minute. And then I've got this one set a little hard, kind of in the middle. You don't want to soften it up too much, and make sure that you don't spin that big nut on the right, because you'll start juicing out there. Oops. Luckily I shut it down real quick, but it'll start letting your nitrogen out if you get this big nut spinning. So just spin the screw. You're not spinning the orange nut or anything else. You're just spinning the screw right there. And it's hard to get to because of this mud flap. So when you're putting the bike together, you might want to think about just kind of putting that where you want it. Or it's really easy to just take the mud flap off with a couple of screws and just hit it with a flathead screwdriver. Like this right there. So let's take it back out. Let's climb a hill, show you what the 60 volts like. Probably already used like, well, I've been riding a minute. I haven't used very much charge at all, but it seems to hold pretty steady throughout the charge. I haven't even run it down much below half because the range on a 60 volts pretty darn good, especially these big tires. Like I said, same drivetrain as a Yosma N10 Pro, like exact same motor, voltage, all of that. This has a different controller. It actually uses a hobby wing controller, which, if you know anything about RC trucks, is kind of insane. Because the hobby wing controllers are known for being really smooth, and this thing is really smooth. So I don't know if anybody else is doing that, but this is Moto's own swing arm and suspension setup. So their own body, they make the body. So I don't know. They're letting me know a few things, but I'll let you guys know what kind of plans are coming up next. There's going to be upgrades to maybe help you guys do all of this same kind of fat tire fun stuff to yours. So we'll see how it goes. Whoa, holy crap, this thing ripped.